exterior to unleash the beautiful person within? Or how about Tourette, a sensitive soul with genuine feelings who was lonely and deemed a monster just because of his outward appearance? Again, friendship and understanding broke down barriers and allowed Tourette to be his true self, rather than the stereotype he judged him able to be. Society seems to love this thing. It's been rewritten many times and in varied ways throughout history. People repeatedly flocked to the theaters to witness this triumph of the human spirit. So why can't they recognize and enable it in everyday life? Why can't they see that people with differences often live this very same scenario? I mean, why do so many seem drawn to this scene for entertainment, but then bully, feel superior, or remain closed-minded and intolerant towards people with differences in real-life situations? We all have the power to be someone else's them, or Fiona, to help them maximize their potential and realize their dreams. I embody that beast, and that is me. I embodied that beast, that Tourette, for years. That boy was different from the world. He perceived things differently, responded differently, relaxed differently. But hidden beneath the surface, there was a unique and amazing person who yearned to be set free. The problem was that he didn't know the rules of communication or socialization. He processed information differently and had sensory challenges. Many of his differences were invisible, which heightened challenges and misconceptions. He appeared to be awkward and weird. So most people chose not to seek out the potential, talents, and incredible worth that lied within them. Most never even dreamed that they existed. Eventually, the hidden spirit broke free, and that boy learned to function, flourish, and contribute to the world. He lived happily ever after, conquering unlimited challenges. You guessed it, I have autism. My Asperger syndrome is now called autism spectrum disorder, but it doesn't define who I am any more than my Tourette or my stutters. It's only a part of who I am. I have hopes and dreams just like any other individual, including the desire for opportunities and relationships. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, you look fine to me, but I've had various therapies for 2/3 of my life. Social skills that don't come naturally to people with autism can be learned, obviously. Oh, and these? They unlocked my verbal abilities. When I was nearly 3 years old, I had almost no speech, but I was fascinated with bubbles, which my speech therapist discovered. She would blow them for me session after session to reward and reinforce any simple sounds that I could mimic. Sounds became words. I began to talk, and look at me now. Learning can't take place if we find what each person responds to. I plan to live this concept, having just received my BA in middle childhood education. Now, I want to go back to the differences I described earlier. Because of these, my tween and teen years were plagued with loneliness, isolation, sadness, anxiety, panic attacks, bullying, feeling like I was being punished for something that I didn't know I did, finding myself on the verge of a depression, and a sense of hopelessness that all this would never end. I mean, nothing came easy. I didn't like who I was. I just wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to look bad. Autism affected my perception of the world around me. The greatest question I had for myself at the time was, can I be embraced by my fellow man? Do I have the capability to love? And can I be loved by someone other than my family? Fast forward, I now truly accept and love myself. I turn my life around from one of negativity and hopelessness to one of purpose and fulfillment. But it was a process to get to this place. And I want to share with you how reframing certain ideas changed my life. My faith. Getting involved in a church youth group helped me see the bigger picture, and I compared my petty high school struggles to what was going on with others and in the world. My faith also helped me realize that it truly is important in life. That it's not about the material things. It's about the simple things. Accepting help. I finally stopped being self-conscious and resistant. I realized that it is nearly impossible to get through this life alone, at any age or for any reason, physically, academically, or emotionally. It takes both strength and maturity to seek help out. Now, I'm a dedicated right brainer, but this math I can most definitely do. Motivation plus effort plus help will always equal success. Focusing on my strengths rather than dwelling on my challenges, I began to achieve what I thought was out of the realm of possibilities for me, and that drove me to achieve more and more. Perfection. It simply does not exist. I realized that not one person in this world has the perfect life, no matter how glamorous it may seem on the outside. When I was a senior in high school, I went on a retreat, and a lot of the guys that I envied were there. But once the walls came down and they revealed to me what they were truly going through, I realized that everyone has struggles, whether they're obvious or not. So, if everyone has struggles, why did I desire to be like somebody else? Why not just work on becoming the best me possible, to do the best that I could with the gifts I've been given? Life's trials and tribulations can only impact us negatively if we let it. But we human beings have another choice. We can utilize the struggles we go through to not only improve our quality of life, but the lives of those around us as well. Adversity can have great purpose. My struggles have made me stronger. Looking at each day as a new opportunity, I take my negative experiences and shortcomings and turn them into opportunities for growth. I analyze what went wrong, and the next time a situation presents itself, I take a different course in my actions in order to create a more positive outcome. And finally, to know that I was valuable and worthy of every good thing in this world, that was a game changer. I mean, once you accept yourself totally, there is a peace, joy, and confidence that enable you to thrive. Now, I want to talk for a minute about people with differences. But first off, I want to say that I wouldn't trade my life to be any other person. Now, I will always have autism, but I know how I function, and I know how to accommodate and advocate for my needs. Now, back to persons with differences. Keyword persons, not mutants. Having a difference does not diminish the desire for happiness and fulfillment. Everyone wants these things. However, false presumptions based on my differences and unpolished exterior threatened my dreams in the past. But through my book and public speaking, I aspire to change this for others. So I ask you, no, I challenge you. Dismiss your stereotypes and be open-minded. Have empathy. Allow people to unleash their true inner selves and provide opportunity and support. I'm a firm believer in the golden rule, and as a society, we have to get back to it. Merely 10 years ago, I was closeted about my autism. I was ashamed and unsure of how I was going to reach my goals, or even sure that I could. I wanted approval. I wanted to fit in. But now I have finally broken free. Free from shame, free from insecurities, free from the assumptions and misconceptions of others. We can all do this for ourselves and for others. When I was a freshman in high school, I found myself wandering the cafeteria for a month, looking for a place to sit and being rejected everywhere I went. I would retreat to the library, humiliated. But one day, a senior who I didn't know came up to me and said, "David, come sit at my table with my friends." That one simple gesture changed my life. I now had a place to go to every day, and I began to see high school and life itself in a more positive light. We all have the power to affect someone's life, to be their Belle or Fiona. Anyone can have a Shrek inside. Do you? Is society or your own self holding you back? Break free. Everyone's bubbles are different. Search for what unlocks doors for you. We can all reach our potential and discover our own happily ever after. In closing, embrace a difference and make a difference. I know I plan to.